Hey folks, the HotRodHippie here, coming to you from SEMA 2019. I've got some new tools for you in this video right here, so let's go ahead and check them out.
SEMA 2019 coverage is brought to you by the fine folks at Trick Tools, high-performance tools for fabricators, and home of the no-junk guarantee. SEMA coverage is also brought to you by the folks at Sunex Tools, high-quality hand tools, shop equipment, and tool storage options at affordable prices. Links in the description down below.
Now this is just the first of numerous tool videos I have coming up to you this week. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that button down below to keep up to date with all the videos I'm going to have for you this week. Let's start off with one from Astro Pneumatic. This is one of those things that personally I just look at and go, why didn't I think of that? This is a non-marring clip tool. Basically when you need to remove those push pin clips in inner fenders, interior panels, you might have to pry on some painted surface, on some plastic surface that you want to hold up. Well, usually I would stick a rag underneath there, maybe a piece of cardboard or some other material underneath my standard clip pliers. These have a composite shoulder built right into them to take care of that. They are adjustable. They have a set screw in the side of one of the jaws. You adjust that to the width of jaw opening that you want to set this to. So if you're working on the same type of vehicle all the time and you know that your clips are always the same diameter, you can set it and forget it and just work on along with the tool. They're saying this one's going to be $19 MSRP, but I've already seen it on summitracing.com for $15.99, and it's going to be coming out in the next few weeks here in November 2019. Next, I swung by the DenFix booth. DenFix makes quality tools for auto body collision, auto restoration, and I checked out a couple of the oddball things they had on display. First and foremost, they had the panel cutting saw. This is actually a mini circular saw. It's got like a 2.5-inch blade on it to go ahead and cut your sheet metal. The thing is rated for up to 16 gauge steel, and it was a weird one to see and hold. It's got a large composite handle on it for a lot of leverage. There's also an adjustable guide on the shoe, so you can go ahead and set a distance away from the blade. So if you're cutting along a flat piece of metal and you have an edge right there, you can go ahead and set that and use it as a guide to work down that metal. This is a unique product that I could see being useful on maybe like long cuts on, say, a quarter panel when you got to cut the whole thing off. You want to get a long, straight cut. However, it's like $439, so you really better have a purpose for it if you're going to pick one of these up. Also from the folks at DenFix was the angled belt sander. Now personally I use a pneumatic belt sander on a regular basis. I find it really useful, and one of the things I commonly use it for is cutting spot welds. Say if I'm removing a rocker panel and I want to go ahead and get rid of those spot welds, rather than drill them out, I'll often grind them out with the belt sander. It's a quick process that leaves the base metal ready to be used for the replacement panel rather than having to drill a hole or fill a hole or something like that. And that's the idea with this angled belt sander. It's got 3 rollers on it that allow you to go ahead and run the platen flat along the metal, so you can get a few inches of belt sanding away on that flange rather than just the tip or the edge of that belt. This one has a guide set up on it as well. It's got 2 plastic screws you turn in and out to set the distance away from the belt. So if you're working on a flange and you want to run right along a line, you can set that distance and work that way. The plastic screws honestly look pretty cheap. I'm guessing they're there so that you don't mar things up, but if you're grinding away on it, are you really worried about marring it? I don't quite know the purpose of the guides, and they kind of give it a cheap look in my opinion. And on a tool that's running $389, you don't want it to look a little bit cheap. Our fourth item is yet another facepalm item. This is one of those that I looked at and I got really confused because I'm like, I'm not sure what that's for. But it's from the folks at the company that I am incapable of pronouncing their name, Mueller. And what it is a set of stick-on wheel weight pliers. These are for removing stick-on wheel weights from wheels. You go ahead and grab onto those wheel weights, you can grip them with this set of pliers, get plenty of leverage to peel those off of there and get them off of the wheel. Now this thing is running $95 MSRP, and that may seem a little bit expensive for a wheel tool you know you're going to use and abuse, but the point of this one is if you have those plastic scrapers and you pry those wheel weights off of there with those, sometimes you can damage a wheel, sometimes they just get broken while you're using them, and if you keep going through those things, they keep wearing out on you, you keep breaking them, it's not going to take long to add up to that $95 of this one set of steel pliers that are going to hold up for a long time. Our next contestant is the folks at Malko. They've got those drill attachments used to cut sheet metal, but here we're looking at their locking plier set, namely an axial locking plier set, meaning they're a straight line design. These are going to be really handy for flanges where you just can't quite get in there with a standard vice grip style setup. Axial locking pliers are not a new product, and they're just new to the folks at Malko, and what caught my eye here is that they have a wide range. They have 6 different styles of these locking pliers. So if you're working on spot welds, you can go ahead and grip onto a couple of flanges, hold them together, and actually spot weld between the plier jaws, so you really get a good holding force where you need it to be. The 6-piece set is pretty reasonable, comes in a blow molded case, and it's going for $128 on Amazon right now, or you can pick them up individually for around $30 a piece. I'm probably going to pick up a couple of them myself and give them a try. Second and last, we have an item that really caught my eye. I saw it and I was like, woo, that's pretty interesting. Then I saw the price tag on it and thought, maybe not. It's from the folks at Milton, the well-known air pneumatic company, makes a lot of tire fillers that have been used for decades now. And this is a new tire filler. It's a digital design, but it looked like a much higher quality digital air filler than I have seen from other companies in the past. The problem with this one is definitely the price for me. I didn't film a whole heck of a lot of it because it was salty. It's $283.50 on this one. Now, you could buy a half dozen regular tire fillers for that, so you could outfit a whole shop. I don't know about this one. If you really want to have the latest and greatest, check it out. Now, last but most certainly not least is one that really caught my eye, but it's not a new product available yet. The folks at Martin Tools had a couple of concepts on display, and they want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think of these. I did a video some months back about their shorty, stubby auto body hammers that can fit into tighter locations. I love that hammer design. Unfortunately, due to some legal patent issues, they are no longer producing it. But they're working on some new designs that get around the patents and allow them to continue to produce that product. One of them is a double-headed design on the stubby hammer. It's got a standard flat-ish face on the one side and a radius face on the other. The radius face really caught my eye. Being able to have a radius face to fit into those tighter locations, I'd be pretty interested in that. What do you think of this idea? These are some 3D printed mock-ups. At first I thought they might be for working in aluminum, but they're just prototypes for hammers they might produce. I think they should definitely make these ones. I would love to have that radius face stubby hammer myself. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, folks. I have more coming at you yet this week, so go ahead and make sure to be subscribed so you can see all those videos as they come out. There are links in the description down below to all the companies I've mentioned here, or the products available already will be linked in the description down below, so be sure to check those out. Like this video if you found it interesting. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of these tools, these products? What else do you want to see from SEMA 2019? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to get subscribed to keep up to date with all the content all week long. Thanks for coming around, folks.